KCTV5 News at 4:30 a.m. starts now.
The decisions we make in the coming weeks and months, including the order in which we make them and the pace at which we implement them, will determine what Kansas looks like after this pandemic has run its course.
Kansas Governor Laura Kelly says it was not easy. She unveiled her plan to reopen the state in 3 phases. Thanks so much for waking up with us. I'm Gina Vollard. We want to talk about phase 1. That starts on Monday. It looks like a lot like our current situation. No gatherings of more than 10 people. And the stay-at-home order will be lifted and restaurants will be allowed to reopen with strict social distancing. Then phase 2, that could start as early as May 18th. That's with up to 30 people with gatherings would be allowed. Gyms and hair salons reopen. And phase 3, that won't happen until at least June 1st. The gathering limit gets bumped up to 90 people. Employers could welcome workers back to the office, but most schools, stadiums, fairs, those will remain closed until the phase out. Kansas City Mayor Quinton Lucas is also responding to the Kansas governor's plan. He called Kelly's plan a wise rollout with helpful guidance and for all there and nearby. He went on to say his hope is that the governor's template may help lead our region and all the KC Metro jurisdictions in Kansas and Missouri into a more consistent set of health-led standards over the weeks ahead. Republicans in the State House issued a statement criticizing the governor's plan, accusing her of passing the buck to counties and the Senate president. Susan Wagle, she called the plan, quote, discriminatory, arbitrary, and over-regulatory. Wyandotte and Johnson counties yesterday announced that they are extending their stay-at-home orders until May 11th. Many business owners are now trying to figure out how to reopen. KCTV5's Betsy Webster gives us a closer look at the thought process surrounding the decision to reopen.
This is where we recommend things for all the book clubs.
Long before Amazon had algorithms, Rainy Day Books had people directing you to a read suited just for you, which they're now doing by phone and email.
It's sort of like matchmaking with books.
Post-COVID, the tidy shelves are joined by boxes cluttering the floor. For more than a month, the staff at Rainy Day has been stacking orders to ship and bagging books for pickup and delivery.
My grandchildren are doing the delivery.
They practice distancing by dropping pickups in a bin while customers wait in their cars.
Yeah, it's been hard for people.
Tonight, owner Vivian Jennings let us join her to watch what Kansas Governor Laura Kelly had to say about the rules for reopening next week.
And I think the idea that she listened to a wide variety of people with obviously different agendas, but trying to find something that sort of took into account all the agendas, I really liked that.
For stores like hers, the Phase 1 rule would be up to 10 people, kept 6 feet apart, which is a stretch in their small maze-like setup. But that's not the only reason Rainy Day wants to wait to flip the close sign. She's concerned about the health and well-being of her staff and customers.
We just have to be very, very cautious.
Now, she added she is grateful for all the support this store has received. There are lots and lots of independent businesses in the city that also really need support. We'll have a live report at 5 a.m. from Savannah Rudisell on how the community has rallied around Rainy Day Books. And today, the chief medical officers and executives for Jackson, Johnson, and Wyandotte counties are holding a joint news conference on guidelines for stay-at-home orders. The press conference will start at 10 a.m. The counties will introduce their plans moving forward. Kansas City, Missouri will not be a part of this meeting. It is 4:34. Let's check in with Storm Track 5 meteorologist Erin Little. Happy Friday.
Finally Friday. Good morning to you, Gina. We are waking up early this morning with mild temperatures. We're very comfortable this morning in the 50s as we're moving through your morning routine. If you're heading out over the next couple of hours to run some essential errands, or maybe you're an essential worker this morning, quiet weather to get you started. And notice by the lunch hour, we're already into the middle 70s. I think we're going to see a warmer day than we have in quite some time here in the city by later this afternoon. I'll detail exactly how warm and when you can expect that new update with weekend rain in just minutes. Over to you.
As restrictions ease, many people wonder what justice will look like. Jury trials are on hold around the country. KCTV5's Emily Rittman talked to a local prosecutor about obstacles moving forward.
Prosecutors and court administrators from around the metro are waiting on state Supreme Courts for guidance on how to eventually move forward with jury trials. They are also discussing possible modifications to allow for social distancing. Before the pandemic, when KCTV5 took you inside a courtroom for a trial, the room was often packed with people and full of emotion from victims seeking justice and defendants fighting to prove their innocence.
Criminal defendants and crime victims in the state of Missouri have a constitutional right to a speedy trial. Those speedy trials are going to be difficult to come by as a result of these really extraordinary times.
Right now, discussions are underway to determine when and how jury trials could resume.
If we're trying to social distance with 6 feet between every person, we certainly can't pick juries in the traditional way, and we can't seat juries in a jury box. Everybody's seen a jury box on TV. Those seats are very close together.
Some larger courtrooms could use the gallery where spectators usually sit to allow jurors to sit further apart, but not all courtrooms have the space needed to do so. Platte County prosecuting attorney Eric Zond also wonders if the jury pool will be even smaller due to furloughs, layoffs, and health risk factors. He questioned if potential jurors who would participate under normal circumstances will ask to be excused from jury duty.
Some of them are going to say, I need to be at work making money so I can put food on the table for my spouse and my children. Other jurors are going to say, I'm 65 years old and at risk, or I have an autoimmune disease and I'm at risk.
We reached out to several local courts to ask when jury trials could resume and what they could look like. Each spokesperson told us they are actively working on a plan and listening to guidance from higher courts and elected officials. Emily Rittman, KCTV5 News.
Breaking news overnight, Kansas City police say one man was shot and killed right near Northeast 38th and Cherry Street in KCMO. It happened just after 8:30 last night. One person was taken into custody. If you have any information, call the TIPS hotline. This is KCMO's 48th homicide of the year. Right now it's 4:37 and states are eager to reopen businesses. Coming up, the different strategies by governors across the country.
And I'm keeping an eye, we can get it out this morning, looking ahead to your weekend rainfall chances. I'm just now updating forecast track with that weekend rainfall opportunity. And the new updates for you coming up this morning. Stay with us.
Closed captioning brought to you by St. Luke's Hospital Kuhn Center for Advanced Breast Cancer, the intersection of innovation and hope. Current conditions, sponsored by Mission Plumbing, Heating and Cooling.
Attitude is built into every bad boy mower that comes off this line.
We don't just outmow the competition, we outlast them. Bad boys are built heavier than they have to be to last a lifetime. Combine our revolutionary off-road 3-link suspension system, all-steel construction, and legendary bad boy power. And now 0% for 60 months? Are you kidding me? We never stop working to give you more innovation, more performance, more fun.
Bad boy, mow with an attitude.
If you think remodeling your kitchen or bathroom will be impossible to afford, think again. Jericho has easy financing plans that make remodeling very affordable. We recently remodeled a kitchen in Overland Park for just $2.99 a month and installed granite countertops in Blue Springs for just $99 a month. We've also remodeled bathrooms all over Kansas City for as little as $149 a month. Let us give you a quote. It just might be more affordable than you think. Call today and receive 10% off your remodeling project.
Alrighty, welcome back. We have made it, folks. Finally Friday, downtown Kansas City looking beautiful on our KB Complete City camera this morning. We have some good visibility, calm winds right now. We're going to see some winds of change as we're heading towards later this afternoon. Let me show you another look towards downtown Kansas City with our Buccaneer Bridge, the Missouri River, and our downtown Wheeler Airport kind of twinkling there in the distance. In terms of our temperatures for today, we are going to warm things up. Yesterday, we were in the middle 70s in terms of afternoon highs, and we're going to add a good 5 degrees at least on top of that. I think we're making a run for 80 degrees as we're heading towards this afternoon. We will hold on to some of this warmth for the weekend, but I'll have the newest updates in terms of weekend rainfall chances. Gina, it's looking a little bit better now in terms of outdoor activities for both days of the weekend. I'll update you on that here in 5 minutes. Over to you.
Sounds good. Thanks, Aaron. Some states are reopening businesses today. And protesters, some of them armed, flooded Michigan State Capitol, demanding an end to the stay-at-home orders there. Now, Michigan reported 119 new coronavirus deaths yesterday. Last night, Governor Gretchen Whitmer extended the closure of bars, theaters, and casinos through May 28th. Texas reported 50 deaths yesterday, its largest single-day toll. Governor Greg Abbott defended reopening some businesses, saying they need doctors' approval. Oklahoma's reopening hair and nail salons today.
Friday and Saturday all booked up. And we even have 2 clients who are going to drive from Arkansas to here.
Wow. Arkansas's governor will decide today if and when salons can reopen. Gyms in Arkansas can reopen next week. Restaurants on May 11th. At least 35 states have reopened some businesses, typically with the requirement that social distancing must be maintained. New this morning, Missouri state workers are pushing for higher pay and more protective equipment. Union leaders and Democratic lawmakers are calling for Governor Mike Parson to do more to protect employees. Parson's administration is offering an extra $250 a paycheck to any employees who show up to work at places where someone has tested positive for the coronavirus. Right now it is 4:41 and the coronavirus has already changed the way we live in just so many ways. Coming up, how it'll look when the virus has run its course. And KCTV5 stands for you as part of our commitment to the community as we come back from this coronavirus crisis. We're featuring a job of the day from our Job Connection initiative. Today's listing is for SBX Cooling Technologies in Olathe. They're hiring first, second, and third shift manufacturing associates. For more information, click on the Jobs tab at KCTV5.com.
Your 7-day weather forecast is sponsored by Security Bank of Kansas City.
Being outside and the fresh air is appreciated so much right now, but it's also severe weather season.
And in this time of social distancing, what to expect and how to plan for it is more important than ever. Storm Track 5 is here for you on every screen.
On the KCTV5 live streaming news app.
So when severe storms approach,
or you just want to know the best time to grill or mow your lawn,
we're working hard to make sure you're safe from severe weather wherever you are.
Storm Track 5 on KCTV5 News stands for you.
Give yourself a raise and put money in your pocket. Home values are up, and with mortgage rates this low, now is the time to put your equity to work. Get cash out, pay off credit cards, get a free mortgage checkup at Golden Oak Lending.
We're a AAA family.
We found out about AAA insurance through a friend who had actually mentioned it a while ago. We ran the numbers, and it totally worked.
We looked at the statement for our previous insurer, and then AAA insurance. Definitely, we've seen a huge difference.
Switch to AAA insurance today, and you can save an average of $537 on auto insurance. Compare that to State Farm, Geico, even Allstate. Call now for your free auto insurance quote to find out how much you could save.
By switching over to AAA insurance, we saved over $450. So with our savings, he bought more equipment.
More money means more practice equipment.
In his world.
Why didn't we do this earlier? Why did it take so long?
We're a AAA family now.
AAA insurance allows us to do so much more with our kids. Spend more time with them.
To find out how much you could save by switching to AAA insurance, call 877-464-9019 for your free auto insurance quote today. AAA Insurance, helping you save more.
KB Complete has an offer you can't pass up. For a limited time, get a 10-year parts and labor warranty and 0% for 60 months on qualifying root equipment. Fast, reliable, and fair. From the KB Complete family to yours.
Call us today, and we're on the way.
Plus, bring any comparable competitor's quote, and KB Complete will match or beat it. But call now for a 10-year parts and labor warranty plus 0% for 60 months. Remember, the job isn't complete until it's KB Complete.
It's fast and easy. Golden Oak Lending's new Zipline Mortgage. Get the ease of applying online with the security of working with a local company.
I just call my personal loan officer with any questions.
Zipline Mortgage. Apply online today.
All right, welcome back, everyone. Happy Friday. We made it. Woo! And we're getting a treat to cap off the week.
Yes, we are going to see some warmer air moving into our areas. We're heading towards later this afternoon. Good morning, Gina. Good morning, everybody at home. We are quiet quiet as can be right now over downtown Kansas City. There's not a person to be seen in sight, and we will see very quiet conditions weather-wise to get you started out the door this morning. We have clear skies right now. I did notice just a little bit of thin cloud cover on my drive into work this morning, so a few high clouds maybe mixing with that sunrise, and temperatures right now in the 50s. We will be comfortable for this morning, and then we are going to warm things up as we're moving into this afternoon, as we're heading towards our finally Friday and wrapping up your work week by this afternoon and heading into your evening plans for tonight. Just perfect to be in the backyard, to be grilling on the deck, the porch, the driveway with the kids. Temperatures topping out near 80 degrees this afternoon. Now, I have some great news in terms of weekend rainfall chances. If you were hoping to have dry skies all weekend, now it looks like we're going to see better chances that many of us may stay dry all weekend long. Here's the latest update of your Storm Track 5 forecast track. Kind of looks like downtown Kansas City right now. Very quiet all day Saturday. Now, overnight Saturday, so after 10 o'clock Saturday night and into the early morning hours Sunday. So this is before sunrise on Sunday morning at 5 a.m. We've got these scattered showers across our area. About a 30 to 40% chance of rain still in the forecast for Sunday, but I think this may happen before sunrise. And then after that, the rest of the day, many of us now quiet for your Sunday. So I've pulled the weather alert for the second half of the weekend. I think for the majority of us, we're going to see dry conditions now for both Saturday and extending for most of your Sunday. Again, a little bump early Sunday morning, but the bulk of your weekend now looks dry. But we will be keeping an eye on Monday for a little bit better chance of more organized showers and thunderstorms. And then looking ahead to next week, we'll say goodbye to the 80s, Gina. Instead, some 60s move back in for highs looking towards next week.
Okay. And a little bump, we can handle that. We can handle a lot now. All right. Today is International Workers' Day, and employees at several big companies, they're planning on striking. USA Today reports workers will demand better conditions at Amazon, Walmart, and FedEx, among others. All three companies say health and safety is a top priority. They're supplying workers with masks and other protective equipment, but employees say that's still not happening. Americans are holding on to their money. The government says the savings rate last month was 13.1%. That's the highest it's been in 40 years. Americans had more than $2 trillion in savings in March. Financial uncertainty is fueling this move. American salaries and bonuses fell $327 billion just last month. The coronavirus has already changed so many aspects of our everyday lives. So what does the future look like? KCTV5's Joe Chiodo investigates this good question.
This week, we've given you a look at proposed changes for flights. Notice the dividers between each seat. We've also showed you what the future of restaurants will be like, servers wearing masks. But now we want to take a deeper dive into the societal changes that could soon be in place.
Kind of an unusual path. I was born and raised on a farm in South Dakota.
Thomas Fry is a farm boy turned futurist. Yes, that's his real job title. He consults, provides presentations and advice for big companies, Disney, NASA, Toshiba, just to name a few. What led him here was a 15-year career at IBM as an engineer.
But people were wondering, how am I going to get to work today? I'm wondering, how are people going to get to work 10 years from now?
So in 1997, he left and founded the Da Vinci Institute, a futurist think tank. It's grown and grown ever since. Predicting the future has taken on new life, though, in these strange...
Anyone and everyone you could think of calling and emailing us frantically looking for what's now being referred to as white gold.
And very uncertain times. He doesn't use a crystal ball, but rather studies trends from the past to take a deep dive into what could come next.
I think we're on the verge of reinventing society in so many ways.
First, let's talk about the workplace. Expect more people to change careers and some jobs to disappear.
Suddenly, they're taking a pause. And when they sit back and they think about it, they're saying, you know, I really don't want to go back to that job ever again. I think I'll do something else.
He says telehealth and telecommunications jobs will flourish. Many more people will begin working from home, much like I'm doing right now. On that same note, college campuses may no longer exist in the way they do now. Many will move to online learning only, realizing it's much cheaper to do so. Now, he does mention so many drastic changes to many industries at one time could be catastrophic.
All hell breaks loose. I mean, this is total chaos. It messes with all of the economies.
Next, he says pollution will finally get the attention it deserves. From clear waters in Venice to a smog and traffic-free L.A.,
wide open.
Huge improvements are being made.
About a year ago, Los Angeles was ranked the worst air quality in the entire country. And now we're seeing some of the best air quality, not just in the country, but in the world.
It's presented a rare opportunity for new ideas and new studies happening right now about how to keep it that way. That brings us to Thomas's next prediction. Groundbreaking inventions will come from people learning new skills during this pandemic.
I think we have this big dividing line between everything created before the coronavirus and everything created afterwards.
Expect entertainment and shopping to be drastically different. Convenience will be king. Artificial intelligence will accelerate.
And a driverless mobile convenience store to come to you. And so it'll pull up in your driveway.
And virtual reality could finally be here to stay.
The VR world, the AR world is going to get turbocharged. It's always been like right at the edge, not quite ready for prime time. But now I think it moves into a whole different gear.
Those changes will extend into the big, or should I say small screen as well.
It's not a matter of if, but when.
Shows, movies, and documentaries like Pandemic on Netflix, fittingly enough, are being binged at record-setting rates. Expected to stay that way.
The scriptwriters in Hollywood right now are feverishly working to pitch something to Hollywood right now, to the executives there about some new series or new movies and new plots that we've never thought of in the past. So it's a time for extreme creativity.
Lastly, let's talk about human interaction. 2 months ago, the term social distance didn't exist. Moving forward, will we give hugs? Can we shake hands? We all heard Dr. Fauci say putting an end to the tradition is the best way to prevent sickness moving forward. But Thomas doesn't believe that trend will ever last.
This idea of no human contact, I can't think of anything more dangerous than that. I mean, we're in direct conflict with human nature.
Joe Chiodo, KCTV5 News.
Yeah, it's hard to wrap your head around not being able to hug people and shake their hand. Now, in the end, some good may come out of the pandemic. Frey says the creativity and advancement happening right now is historic. Boeing says it's not seeking federal funding. It says it received $25 billion bond offering, and it doesn't need additional funds from the government or any capital markets. Lawmakers set aside $17 billion for Boeing in the $2 trillion stimulus package President Trump signed into law. Right now it is 4:52, and even as some states begin to reopen, many are still staying safe at home. Coming up, the toll the lockdown has taken on people who live alone and the importance of self-care.
KCTV5 CityCam is sponsored by KB Complete.
This is a giant eyesore.
All you have to do is point.
Nice!
Call 1-800-GOT-JUNK and we'll be at your house within 90 minutes.
We come at your convenience.
When you want junk to disappear, all you have to do is point.
Life looks a lot different these days. The morning commute is shorter. Coffee breaks have turned into tea parties. Lunch meetings now include your favorite clients. And your new assistant thinks markers make any presentation better. Home is more important than ever, and your house is working just as hard as you are. Home repairs and maintenance are still essential during this time, and AB May is here to keep your home safe and comfortable.
Call your serviceman from AB May.
If you're thinking about remodeling your kitchen, you might want to consider refinishing instead of a full remodel. Think of it like a makeover for your kitchen. We strip and refinish your existing cabinets and replace your countertops, backsplash, and fixtures. Structurally, nothing changes, but your kitchen gets a stunning new look. It only takes about 1/3 as long and costs 1/3 the money. As little as $2.99 a month. Give Jericho a call to discuss which option is best for your new kitchen.
This is a giant eyesore.
All you have to do is point.
Nice!
Call 1-800-GOT-JUNK and we'll be at your house within 90 minutes.
We come at your convenience.
When you want junk to disappear, all you have to do is point.
Welcome back, everyone. House Speaker Nancy Pelosi says state and local governments are seeking up to $1 trillion for coronavirus costs. Now, Pelosi says that might not be possible, but the money for heroes is needed to prevent layoffs as governors and mayors really stare down their budgets. Walmart is expanding its delivery service as part of the country remains under stay-at-home orders. The store's 2-hour express delivery will be available at nearly 1,000 stores this month. It hopes to expand to 2,000 stores in the coming weeks. And if you're quarantining by yourself, you're not alone. Therapists say it is important to care for yourself when you're alone. Austin Marin reports.
Jackie Donabedian lives alone. Her life as a world traveler and writer is typically very full. But since the pandemic, she says she feels lonely.
When is the last time you hugged or touched someone?
Probably the last day I was at work, which was March 12th or March 11th. So that's over a month.
How does that make you feel?
Not human.
Alone, but not actually alone. Over 30 million Americans live by themselves, many following stay-at-home orders solo, including CBS This Morning anchor Gail King.
The other day I walked by the mirror and I said, "Hi, Gail, how you doing?" Just so I could hear another human voice. Right. You know, so it is, I have to say, a little daunting.
Millions have turned to video chat to stay connected for happy hours, holidays, and even dates. But is that enough? Therapist Abby Crom says being physically alone for long periods can have a big impact on mental health.
We know that loneliness is a big factor in depression and anxiety, and especially I think for right now because we don't have a real end date, that's what's causing people's anxiety.
Crom says self-care is essential at a time like this. She suggests joining virtual activities and classes to practice meditation and yoga.
We're wired for connection. We're wired to connect, and we actually get oxytocin from touch. So there's a very real deprivation that you're having right now.
Things like supportive touch can also relieve stress.
If you want to try putting your hand over your heart, you can kind of feel like there's something soothing just about that touch. Can you kind of notice that?
I do feel it. Jackie says for now she's focusing on connecting with herself and trying to make the best of a tough situation. Marin Austin, CBS News, Los Angeles.
It's 4:57 as states start to ease restrictions and get people back to work. There's an increase in demands for masks to keep people safe. We'll tell you how local companies are stepping up to help out. And giving out free beer and cigarettes. The extremes one U.S. county is going to in order to keep addicts in quarantine. KCTV 5 News at 5 a.m. begins in just 2 minutes.